Hey, what's up everybody? This is Royce and Pedal Mel. Welcome to my channel. Tonight's video is going to be how to do a tune-up. This particular motor is a Kohler 19 horsepower Courage twin cam 597cc motor on my 42-inch Cub Cadet mower. This is a pretty standard motor. I think that it's very common, this motor. We're going to be using this Sten's engine maintenance kit, and I got off Amazon free shipping. I think it was like $31 and something. I'll put the link down below. And this says here Kohler single cylinder 5 to 21 horsepower Courage engines on the side here. So this just came in the mail today. So I did kind of take a quick gander at it, and as soon as I opened it up, I saw it definitely uses the correct air filter. It has this weird shape to it, and what's cool, it's original Kohler air filter, which is kind of unusual. Sometimes these Sten kits, I don't think they might not always have the Kohler marked parts. You get 2 quarts of 10W30 Sten shield. I don't know how good this oil is. I'm sure it's okay. It says exceeds OEM warranty standards. That's okay, whatever. This mower, I think this mower is 10 or 11 years old now. And I gotta be honest with you, it's almost embarrassing to say, but I think in that whole time of roughly 11 years, or this is going on probably, I don't know how many summers, I think I only ever changed the air filter one time, and we're gonna see how dirty it really is. You also, in this kit, you get oil filter. Let's see, made in US, which is a good thing. The air filter, what was it? The fuel filter is made in China. I guess that's what I'm thinking of. I saw earlier when I took a look at this. So we get that. Now it's a little smaller. Maybe it is the same size than the one that I had on there. That was not really to this mower, and I'll go into that a little bit later. You get a fuel filter, which looks really cheesy. Doesn't look like, I guess it's similar to what was on there. This was made in China, no big deal. And then we get a mega fire spark plug Sten's. I know for a fact that I never changed the spark plug. It's the original on this motor. Great, our power just went out. I have a thunderstorm outside there. Power just went out but came back on. Hopefully I'm still filming. Yep. So you also get a spark plug, and then what's cool here, you get a little sticker too, next maintenance due, and then it has a little thing there, but we'll put this aside for now. So it's kind of fun getting all the goodies in one box for $31 and whatever change it was. And this came in, I think I ordered it yesterday and it came today. So my wife is a Prime member, so normally I get stuff in 2 or 3 days, but sometimes I ordered some camera equipment actually today, and it says it's coming tomorrow. So it just depends, I guess, what they have at their local, warehouses or whatever. All right, so to get started with this engine cover does come off easily. I just have to unplug the lights, and then this lifts off. You pull the bulbs out and that wiring harness, and then this should just lift right off. I'll set that aside. Yeah, spark plug's in the very front there. I'm pretty sure I never changed this spark plug in this. Does not look familiar to me at all. We'll do the easiest stuff first. We'll start with the air filter. Yeah, this is pretty nasty. I think it was 5 years ago I had done it. Normally what I do is I just take it out and I would just beat off the flower petals and other debris that gets in there. So it's not like I completely negligent of it. I mean, I am aware of this side doesn't look too bad, the downstream side of it, but boy, the upstream side is pretty nasty, so that's going right in the garbage. This I just cleaned the other week, but it's still pretty nasty. That's when I thought maybe I better just go ahead and order everything I need. It's just nice having everything in one kit. It's like Christmas morning here. You know, a lot of this stuff, it doesn't take a lot of time, but it takes a little bit of time away from family. And I think my wife thinks that a fairy comes and just does this and puts, you know, sprinkles dust on everything, and the maintenance stuff just gets automatically done, which is not the case. Obviously, somebody's got to do it, and that's me. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who does all. I do all the cars too. I do all the cars and everything else, and so somebody's got to do it. She gets upset when I'm out here in the garage, but somebody's got to do this. Or otherwise, you're going to be paying somebody probably $40 an hour or $50 an hour to maintain your lawn equipment, and it's just not really worth it when you know, you could do it yourself for really cheap. And I've never had this plastic cover off of this, so I have no idea. It looks like there's just a... We'll bring the camera around this side to do the spark plug there. Alright, I gotta move some screws here. These are 5/16 these little tiny bolts. I probably wouldn't have to do that to get this cover off, but it might make it a little easier. Hopefully that's it. Oh, there's another one back here. Alright, I guess we gotta pull the dipstick out there too. Looks like I'm actually missing one of those bolts. I think it was supposed to be 4 of them. All right, well, that doesn't really want to come off the whole way, and I don't really feel like messing with trying to remove the gas tank out of the way. All right, so this gives a good shot here of the spark plug right here. I don't think this does not look familiar. I definitely never had this apart. So your ignition coil is right here. That's in the underneath right here, right there. That's the ignition coil. Just a single spark plug, and let me grab a wrench for that. And this is just a standard 5/16 Craftsman spark plug socket. We'll use that. Now we will have to check the gap, because I'm not sure what the gap spec is supposed to be for this mower. It might be listed under that cover. Doesn't look too bad. Well, it's definitely raining outside now. I can hear it. Doesn't look super bad. Get the light turned here a little bit. The gap is, looks like they're the same. So I don't know if these are pre-gapped or not. It's the same type of spark plug though. SE12RCY, so it's the same spark plug, but we'll just get rid of that and put the new one in. But let me double check, and I want to get a little bit of anti-seize to put on the threads here, the spark plug, but I'm gonna have to check. I might have to Google quick to see what the spec is supposed to be for the gap on this plug. Okay, well, hopefully you guys can hear me. It's storming outside, but according to this Kohler page, it's saying 30 thousandths of an inch gap. So this nice gapping tool actually from Lang, made in US. I just got off of Amazon actually a couple weeks ago. So we're going to check here the gap of 30. And it looks like it's 31 or 32. Doesn't look that far off. 31. I'm just going to leave it go at 31 and put a little bit of anti-seize on it, and we will leave it at that. Put a little bit of anti-seize on the threads. Stick a sucker in there. Okay, you don't want to He-Man it on there. I just lightly tightened it in there. Now I just can't get the spark plug. That's got rubber grommet inside there. It's hard to get that out of there. All right, so we're done that. Put that back together and move on. All right, I'm back. Apparently I was videoing there for a while. I didn't even have the camera turned on. Probably help if I had the camera on. I'm not sure how many different versions these Courage motors have this, but it's the you pull it out and twist it, and then that is where your oil starts draining. They give you this cheesy, stupid plastic drain funnel thing, which I recommend getting a long piece of hose or something, or siphoning out the oil from the dipstick tube would probably be a lot easier. I do remember now this taking a long time to drain out. It's really annoying. It's a really dumb design here. But the other thing I should have done is I recommend firing up the motor a little bit and get it warmed up. I can't do that right now because it's late at night and my family's sleeping, so I really can't do that right now. But boys, this oil is black. I think it's been 2 summers, embarrassingly enough to say that. I know I didn't change it last summer, so this is definitely something you want to do every season. Flowing the best we can. Get ahead and I put a drop towel down behind here because I'm sure this is going to make a big mess. Yep. This was actually for a Nissan Maxima, I believe, this oil filter. My brother's ex-girlfriend left at his house or something one time, and he didn't really want it, but these Purelator, this fits, this L24457 fit perfectly on there. Nothing wrong with it. Now this is making a mess. Yeah, that drain thing, I never liked that. I should keep putting it off, getting a piece of hose to fit that. I probably have one here somewhere. Well, that's slowly draining. We can go ahead and do the oil filter a while. I think that Purelator was a little bit larger capacity. So you want to open up your fresh oil and put a little dab of oil on the rubber seal on this ring on this new one here. And put a little bit of fresh oil on that. And what I normally like to do on any applications, even my cars that have vertical oil filters, is I like to go ahead and fill them up the most you can without it spilling all over the place. That way you don't have a dry start. You just have to remember you got all that capacity in there then too. So you don't have to worry about filling it up later and rechecking your level. This is draining so slow. I remember this before now. I always remember this being super annoyingly slow. Oh, maybe that's why I didn't have that petcock opened up the whole way there, I don't think. Now it's draining. Don't think I had that popped open the whole way. This is really dumb design. There we go. Well, while that's draining, we might as well go ahead and do the fuel filter there. This one looks pretty cheesy, but hopefully it does the trick. Normally these have an arrow on the direction the arrow is pointing this way. Might be hard to see that. You'll see it when you pull it out of your package. Little arrow. It's only one arrow on here, but so you want to make sure you have that pointing the right way towards the motor, away from the fuel tank is up here, so you want the arrow pointing towards the front of the motor. It's easy to make the mistake there and having it flip-flopped, so you have to pay attention. I'm just going to wiggle these clamps back for now. Get ready here for this to flow. Took this housing cover off just so I had a little more room here. This is a pretty hard line. I originally brought these alligator clips over from an old battery charger, trickle charger thing. I was going to use them to pinch the hoses off, but I don't think they're strong enough. I really should have safety glasses on too, in case any gas comes flying up at me. All right, went and got some safety glasses and make it official here. I really don't want gas spraying up on me. Or in my eyes, I should say. So this has been on here for a while, so I might have to coax it off. Yeah, I don't think my clamps are. And I don't know where my little vice grips are. Vice grips usually work really well for. We'll get this one all ready to put that on there ASAP here, so you can get this off of there. All right, I went and found a little rubber cap. So what I'm going to do when I stick this on there, I think I have it backwards, don't I? Yeah. I want to stick it on the one end here, and the gas, it'll hopefully prevent it from flowing all out until I can get to the other side. So it's nice keeping some of those caps around. That does not want to come off of there. Ooh. Yep, that was real fun. So you gotta work kind of quick there with that, and I really should have gloves on because that just got all over me. That didn't work out quite as well as I thought. And the other thing, probably would have been nice to done this last week when I had the gas tank was empty. That's okay. So now I'm gonna have to work quick here to. That is making quite a mess. I think the next time I'd find my pinchers here. So I recommend definitely getting some small vice clamps and putting a pair of vice grips on there. I do have a special, like a surgical one here somewhere. I don't know. I think it came from Harbor Freight. I don't know what happened to it. Ooh, that's stinky, that fuel. But we still got this drain in there, so. All right, we just gotta bring our clamps forward and that's it. I'm done the fuel filter. It's a little messier than I wanted it to be. That was kind of a little embarrassing there, but that's okay. Sometimes things don't always work out the way you want with some, you know, certain stuff. All right. Okay, went inside and watched a little bit of a movie while this was draining out here, and this made quite a mess there. Well, actually it doesn't look too bad, but I'll cap it off. All right, so we have all the oil here, and as you can see, this is pretty nasty. I'm pretty sure I didn't change it last summer at all, and I can see right away on this funnel, unless it's it looks like there's metal, a little bit of metal chips in there. Dump this out in this pan. Inside underneath the engine deck lid cover, the whole plastic thing it covers this whole front end of the motor, oil capacity says 51.2 ounces. So we're going to go ahead. I already put in, I should have measured how much I put in. I think it was about 10 ounces in the oil filter itself. So we'll go ahead and put a whole 32 ounce or one quarter of oil in a while. So there, I would say he's probably will be 32 plus another about 10 to 42. Because I don't know how much I really used from the other one here. From this one, looks like I used about 10 ounces or so from this other bottle. So what we're going to do is, what I say, it was 32 ounces plus 10 is 42. So I'm going to have to add another about 10 ounces of oil. You definitely do not want to overflow. You don't want to put too much oil in. It's always best to go a little under and then just check it once everything is leveled out. That's when you see a lot of lawnmowers are smoking real bad. People overfill them with oil. So we have a low level and a fill, and so you should end up being right in the middle of this dipstick line. All right, just put some tools away and gave it a couple minutes to settle in there. Obviously I didn't start it up yet, and there's still a little capacity in that oil filter. Right above the F marking, which is probably okay. It's right in here. This should be all right, but I'll have to keep an eye on it after I fire it up tomorrow. Well, if it's not raining, it's raining right now. But just keep an eye on it, and if I have to subtract any, I have a long 150 milliliter syringe I got real cheap off of Amazon. I never used. Comes with a long tube. I could always suction a little bit of oil out if I have to. That's nice to have one of those syringes on hand for that. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. If you like this type of video, give me a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. I have all types of videos on my channel, and when you do subscribe, make sure you hit down here the red symbol in the corner there for subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell, and it'll make a noise. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. All right, thanks for watching. See you guys then. All right, bye now.